this is wmpyr. For today's lesson, I want to talk about stick passing. What is stick passing? Basically, I have the stick in my left hand right now, and then I pass it to the right hand. That's all it is, going from one hand to the other, okay? Now, if you're wondering, where does this actually kind of like take place in the eskrima curriculum, all right? So basically, the first one is we have the stick, and this, the way we view it, is a simulation for blade. So the way I'm practicing, when I'm doing my angles of attack and stuff, I'm actually thinking of cutting, okay, hacking, and stabbing. I'm thinking of this as I'm pretending, imagining that this is a blade, all right, whether it's a machete, a short sword, or a knife. I'm thinking that it has some kind of edge and some kind of tip, and I'm thinking about using that as I'm doing the techniques, all right? The second idea, the second concept, is basically to view the stick only as a stick. It's plain and simple. This is a stick, so that's how I'm going to treat it. So therefore, now the attacks that I'm doing, it's a blunt weapon, and now I'm targeting like skeletal areas, real hard areas of the body, and I'm crushing, I'm thrashing, and I still could be thrusting as well. Okay, so now it's different. My perspective is different. My target area changes as well. The third one, which is probably not that much talked about, is actually viewing this as a flexible weapon. Okay, so basically, you're going to be using it more like a nunchaku, like this. Okay, so you have this kind of movement, all right, where you're treating it like it's a flexible chain or a belt, or like I said, a nunchaku in this case. Okay, so that's what I want to focus on today, the nunchaku aspect, okay, the flexible weapon training aspect, okay. So to me that's really kind of amazing, because this is not a flexible weapon, but with skill you could actually treat it like one, okay. And the first step to doing that is stick passing, like I said. So the first thing is we're striking, okay, so you strike and then shield. When you do this, now this is called a force-to-force block, and I'm going to use primarily this area to block an attack. I can block, and I can slam down attacks and stuff, okay? So this is a very basic but really good solid block called a force-to-force block. So when I come here, this is essentially when I can switch. So practice this: you strike, and then you block, okay, and then you switch. Okay, so strike, block, and then switch. It's as simple as that, all right? Now the next one is basically when you have the stick on one side of your body and you bring it back, put it to the side of your body, then the other hand is just going to come over here, and I'm drawing the weapon, and as I draw it, I switch. So I could do whatever I want right here, figure 8 action, and then I just bring it back to this side. The same, it's on my right hand, so I bring it to the right side. So I kind of keep it over here, and I kind of bring it back like this. Now the left hand grabs it, and I draw it, and that's when I switch. You switch by drawing, okay? Like drawing a sword, okay? So that's the definition right there of drawing. So right here, I put it to my side once again. Now the right hand draws, and that's when I switch. The other way you could do this is to tuck it under your armpit like this, and then you're just going to switch hands right here. Once again, you are drawing the stick as if it were a sword. So tuck it right here. Now the other hand comes over, and you draw, okay? So those are the two primarily ways that you could do switching grips, okay, stick passing. But the third one is probably the more common, and this is basically where you're doing nunchaku type passing, where you come this way, okay, and you pass. That goes from the top, and you pass it to the bottom hand. Or you could do the reverse, where you're coming from the bottom and pass it to the top. And of course, you could do diagonals like this, okay, and then you could do from diagonal to the bottom to the top like that. And you could even do this kind of motion where you pass it behind your back like that. Okay, there's so many different ways you could do it, but those are the 3 main types of stick passing. So thank you for watching, and take care, folks.